You guys want to see the Sultan versus Sondsoy debate? Y'all want to see it? There's a YouTube video of it. Alright, get cozy, get comfortable. This shit is hilarious. You're gonna be fucking rolling, dude. It is fucking hilarious. Fucking god tier shit, dude. Is Sultan a lib? No, he's not. He's gonna be debating Dylan Burns in no time as well. Okay. Let's watch it, guys.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes, I can.
Alrighty. How's it going, my friend?
It's going pretty well up until you fucking DM'd me.
Oh. Well, we don't have to talk if you don't want to. If this is gonna stress you out too much, we don't have to talk, buddy.
No, I'm not stressed. I'm just annoyed by people who think they know about the subject so well, but they don't actually know anything.
Well, I mean, I already told you in DMs what I feel comfortable talking about and what topics we are going to talk about that you wanted to talk about. So, if you're raring to go, let's go. Like, which thing do you think I know about?
I'm completely comfortable with all of the topics handed to me.
All right. Well, what is it that I know so much about that you're irritated at me for pretending to know so much about?
The basics, just the pure basics.
Economics or
economics, but mostly ideology.
Okay.
This is literally how to debate as a Sigma male.
Okay, so
which do you think is more important, though?
I'm pretty sure economics is more important, but I'd like to address ideology first.
Sure, we can address ideology.
Okay, so first of all, wait, what were the topics you gave me? I need to check. Forgot them.
Oh, I asked you for the topics. You wanted to talk about Russia. You wanted to talk about ideology. One sec, I got some echo on your end.
I'm not listening to the stream.
Look at Sansal's genius chat. This sounds like an American trying to mimic Putin. Look at the genius chat. This sounds like an American trying to mimic Putin. I hope that guy goes to bed feeling stupid.
No,
because he's legitimately a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I think it's my mic. Okay, so about Russia. You told me you weren't that knowledgeable about Russia.
I'm moderately knowledgeable about Russia, but you said that Putin was trying to socialize the economy or something?
He is. He's developing the productive forces.
Okay, in what way?
For example, his nationalization of the aerospace industry and his development of that industry in a way that would benefit the workers that are working inside the fucking
cringe fake accent. Dragon Tamer. You are the most stupid fuck on planet. I want you to go to bed feeling stupid. I literally want you to go to bed feeling stupid. I want you tonight to cry going to bed feeling stupid. Do you actually think this is a fake accent? This guy doesn't even live in America. He doesn't even live in America. He literally doesn't even live in America. He doesn't even live in this country, dude. Why would he be faking the accent? Like, I know for a fact this is a thick Lebanese accent. And I could tell that instantly when I first talked to him. And you think he's faking the accent. It's so stupid. Go to bed feeling stupid. Go to bed crying and feeling stupid, dude. Literally go to bed and cry feeling stupid. What a stupid thing you said.
Aerospace industry. The way he's been developing Russia lately with state capitalism, similar to the
Don't apologize. Just feel bad.
reforms in China. Makes it seem.
Do you really think that nationalizing one industry is?
No, this is just an example. It's just an example.
Okay, gotcha. Really quick, I'm. Do you have earphones? We can keep talking if you don't, but earphones is, I think, the problem here.
I have headphones on.
You have headphones on?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know where the echo is coming from. We can keep talking though. So from my understanding, basically, when the USSR collapsed and then Boris Yeltsin was in charge, right? He basically cranked the liberalization thing up to 11, and 12 people basically owned all of Russia. And then Putin threw one of those guys in jail for not agreeing with him enough. And then here we are now.
It's literally not true. It's literally not true. The same oligarchs. There's no more oligarchy in Russia. It's a complete myth. There's no oligarchy in Russia anymore. And it's not 11 people left. You know, it's he even got it wrong, dude. He even got it wrong.
Still essentially...
Yeah, they're always playing games while talking out of their ass. They're always playing games while they're saying this dumb shit. Because I personally cannot play video games when I'm trying to focus on like a subject, you know? Because I actually care about what I'm talking about and I'm giving it thought. But when you're playing video games, you just think passively, so it doesn't matter.
Oligarchy in Russia. Do you disagree with that whatsoever?
I disagree with that because that's just a manipulation of the facts. The fact is, on the ground, is that Putin is using the entrepreneurship and the knowledge in the economy of these 12 oligarchs to benefit the country. He controls them. They don't just do whatever they want. He's in full control of what they do and what they don't do.
Well, sure, he may be in control insofar as if you don't do, if you try to do things that are against me, then I'm going to throw you in jail. But do you think that that's the way that a country should be run?
It's not against him personally. It's against the working class people. Yeah, his vision is to benefit the working class people. It's to benefit the proletariat.
It seems like his vision is to have some kind of united Russian the state based off of the...
It's Sultan is trolling. And Sondsoy can't help but fucking make himself sound like a fucking idiot, dude.
Ethnicities of people. So like they'll go and protect ethnic Russians kind of in the way that they were doing in...
Pepega? What? Pepega clap? What?
Early 20th century, right?
You do know Russia is called the Russian Federation for a reason. It has more ethnicities than any Western country. I really doubt it's just protecting ethnic Russians, making an ethno-state. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, I don't know if he's making an ethno-state, like in the way that we would think about it.
No, it's not either the way you in no meaningful sense is Putin representative of Russia as an ethno-state. There's no meaning. It's not about how you think about it. There's no way to think about it that you could interpret it that way. Sondsoy knows nothing about Russia, dude. Why is he talking about Russia? Because he played Call of Duty? This game taught Sondsoy everything he knows about Russia.
But like certainly some of the speeches that he's given...
They literally, for example, they protected Ossetians in Georgia. They protected Tatars in Crimea. They protected other minorities in foreign nations.
Both of those sound like that's incorrect. Didn't the Tatars and...
How would you know if that's incorrect? How would you know? Do you know anything about the situations?
Crimea not really get much of a say in the annexation that Russia did.
Dude, this is a troll, and Sondsoy's literally revealing himself as a fucking idiot. Dude, the Tatars in Crimea are a fucking minority. What do you mean they didn't get a say? There was a referendum. What is wrong? How stupid are you, dude? How stupid are you?
They voted for Russia in the referendum, or at least the grand majority of them.
So, So when we're talking about this, you think that Russia is that Putin is trying to basically create or move more towards a Soviet-style economy? Is that what you think, or I'm just trying to like figure out what the baseline of this conversation is supposed to be, what you believe.
No, he's turning, because obviously the Soviet system failed, and he's turning to the lessons learned from China, because where China is still a thing, China is it's still succeeding in what they're doing, but the USSR clearly didn't know what they were doing, especially at the end. So what he's doing is turning to a more Dengist approach to Marxism, Leninism, and socialism.
Okay, so why do both China and Russia seem to have these forms of socialism that they're moving towards that involve oligarchs in their country? Because that feels very
Do you know what a fucking oligarch is? An oligarch doesn't just mean you have a lot of money. It means you're fucking in control. China has 0 oligarchs. 0. People with... Look at what they did to Jack Ma. You think fucking oligarchs have power in China? There's no oligarch. I mean, you think people who have money have power in China? They don't.
Antithetical to the tenets of socialism, or the ideals of socialism.
Because if you want a base for socialism, you need a strong economy. You need a strong centralized economy. The thing with that is, oligarchs can help with the centralization and state capitalism too, but to grow the economy, you need a phase of capitalism, or a phase of market, basically a free market.
Do you think
and the thing was that is, for example, the NEP that Lenin did. That was basically a primitive form of Deng's thought. Lenin.
No, dude, it's a myth. The oligarchs do not run Russia. They don't have political control. I'm telling you, they don't, dude. It's a myth. I don't know where people get this idea that these oligarchs are running Russia. They don't, dude. They were stripped of their power. They don't have power. The Russian state actually has power itself. It's not fucking controlled by billionaires. It's not.
Basically copied Deng. Deng was basically fucking teaching Lenin like what to do.
Okay. Do you think that because it feels like this is the exact same kind of thing that happened, like, I'm not comparing modern Russia to Nazi Germany in anything but economics here, right? But they also allowed people to have huge corporations and large businesses as long as they were in line with the state's thoughts, and as soon as they stepped outside of the state's
dude, he's saying all of this so passively. He's like an NPC, and you can hear the gynecomastia coming out of his mouth. You can just hear the soy coming out of his mouth. Like, he's focused on this game, and these thoughts are so passively implanted in his head that he can just like shit them out. Like you're sitting on the toilet and you're just pretty much like taking a shit, and there's no active. It's just all coming out.
Wishes.
It's pretty much like in Nazi Germany, and it's oh my god.
Were also nationalized. So what is the difference between what like Putin would be doing versus Hitler in that sense?
Okay, well, first of all, there's like many incorrect things about that comparison. First and foremost is the Nazi ideology is not against capitalism. It colludes with it. It uses it as a tool expand its ideological sphere.
Isn't that what Putin is doing with the oligarchs?
That isn't what Putin is doing with the oligarchs.
But he said that he has the oligarchs to use them in order to create a socialist
No,
state.
no. Putin is using the oligarchs to expand his control over the economy, to develop the economy, and this is a temporary phase. But Nazi Germany was not. It was not a temporary phase for Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany was just seeking profit. It was seeking revenue to feed its war machine and continue the war.
But how do you know that was not a temporary phase? We wiped them off the fucking map before they, finished their.
What do you mean? Nazis were literally helped to get to power by corporations like Kruppstahl and like other banks and stuff like that.
Right, and
It's
I'm
not the
saying
same.
that there's also the state using oligarchs in in modern day Russia in order to develop their economy, right?
Maybe they're developing the economy like each other, but the thing is, the goal of developing the economy is very different.
Yeah, well, yeah, I wasn't saying that the goals were the same. I was just saying that.
No, you were saying that they're both using capitalism to advance their ideology. And
Yeah, look, legit, Sultan is trolling here. He actually is destroying Sonso in the debate. Like, Sonso does not know how to debate. Sonso literally did say that. And Sultan is literally just like, no, you just, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to see this more consistently. Like, Sonso literally is bad at debating. He's literally bad at debating. You're going to see, like, Sultan literally checks him so many times. Like, Sultan's like, dude, I'm trying so hard to troll. You're making it hard, you know? You're so bad at debating that, like, like, are you this stupid, dude?
that's the same goal, basically, but that's not true.
It's like you can't even tell who's trolling, because, like, Sansol sounds way more ridiculous and stupid.
But wait, no, you just agreed with me. You just agreed that they're both doing the same thing, but for different reasons.
Yeah, let me clarify. I'm going to stop pausing it. We're going to watch it. But going forward, yes, Sultan officially defeated Sansol. So there's no more Sansol after this. Like, he's literally irrelevant after this. Sultan defeated him. We're never going to talk about him or cover him ever again. Okay? Sultan put the final nail in the coffin. It's fucking over. It's over.
Speak to their reasons.
You said that they're both doing it to advance their ideological thoughts or
And they have different ideologies.
Yes, but that's not the thing. Nazi Germany, they weren't doing it to advance their ideology, because capitalism is not against their ideology. They're just doing it because
What are you talking about?
that's the
Fascists
way.
hate capitalism.
Okay, first of all, this is a lie. Fascists have critiqued laissez-faire Wild West capitalism, but they're not against capitalism in general.
What do you mean fascists hate capitalism? What are you on about?
They hate
Fascists and capitalists
consumerism
are
and-
two sides of the same coin.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you right there, but absolutely, fascists hate
Fascists and
capitalism.
capitalists are two sides of the same coin. If you disagree, you're fucking dumb. You just don't know what you're talking about.
Capitalism leads to consumerism, right? Which fascists say is
Guys, Sultan is 18 years old. he's 18 years old, dude. Just keep that in mind.
degeneracy and is like a brain rot, right? They call people that are
Not all capitalism leads to consumerism. There's many types of capitalism.
that I'm talking about. Like, this is how fascists see capitalism.
Fascists might see capitalism, but in practicality, their way of thought, their way of economics is also capitalist.
Okay. I don't think that fascism has any kind of uh, coherent economic prescriptions to it. But we can.
When I'm
I don't
talking
know.
about fascism,
You
I'm
fucking
saying
gay?
I'm talking about the historical examples, such as Italy or Nazi Germany, etc., etc.
Right, but they didn't really care about. They would nationalize things that were outside of the purview of the state, and then they would, or like outside of what the state wanted, and then if someone was, and then they would privatize things that they didn't want to deal with, right? They don't really have
No, but
strong
for
prescriptions.
example, in
Mhm.
Germany, virtually all capitalist structures in Germany after the Nazis took power stayed intact. Kruppstahl, Porsche, Messerschmitt. They even used them to develop their military industry to feed the war machine. They
But
didn't.
they
And what are
nationalized
you?
all the infrastructure, right? And they in order to build infrastructure throughout Germany, and I mean that was a massive failure. But why the god damn it! I turned off my Xbox again with my Coke can. Son of a bitch. Okay, I'll just leave it off for now. Um, anyways, uh, so they definitely nationalized a great many things in order to achieve their political goals, right? Do you disagree with that statement whatsoever?
I disagree with that statement because, for example, the term privatization was literally coined to describe the economic policies of Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany was just, they weren't just nationalizing. That's just
No, they were
untrue.
nationalizing and privatizing.
Nationalize, how do you nationalize and privatize? Can you like explain that?
Different industries were either nationalized or privatized. They didn't go all the way into nationalization. They didn't go all the way into privatization. They did whatever was good for the state at that time.
First of all, then that's not an economic policy. You're not describing an economic policy.
Yeah, because fascism doesn't have a coherent one.
No, that's just capitalism. Because first of all, if you're gonna talk about nationalization, nationalization doesn't equal socialism. That's like pure basic fucking socialist thought.
Well, I agree that these things it's like rectangles and squares, right? One like if like Soviet Russia would have a fully nationalized economy, right?
Not true at all. What the fuck are you? So the Soviet Union was not the one as a fucking moth. God damn this fucking moth. Fuck! Fuck you, piece of shit. There's a moth. Is it dead? Okay, I killed it. I'm gonna get a. Hold on, I'm gonna grab like some toilet paper to fucking flush it away. Hold on. Fucking moth has been harassing the shit out of me, dude. Fucking harassing me this whole time. Now it's dead. It's not actually dead, so I'm flushing it down the toilet. It's gonna be super painful. Okay, the moth is removed. All right, it's flushed.
And we do consider that one socialist, but just it's not just the nationalization aspect of it, right?
There was a word, I forgot the word. I need to try and check it, try and find it. But nationalization, it's not nationalization. It comes with socialism, but it's not socialism. There's a lot of nations that have nationalized and they haven't been socialist. That's just, I don't know. I don't know. Your logic just doesn't seem coherent to me.
I think perhaps we're talking past each other because I don't understand what you're saying either. When we're looking at Russia, right? When we're looking at modern day Russia,
Guys, be honest with me, because I don't know what I sound like. When I hear Sansol's voice, I hate it, dude. I hate listening to this fucking guy. Like, I hate it so fucking much. Is my voice soothing to you? Do you find my voice comforting? Because I hope so, dude. I hope you guys like my voice, dude, because I would hate to fucking sound like this fucking guy. I would fucking hate it, dude. I would hate it, dude. I would fucking hate.
What leads you to believe that this is a country that is trying to create a socialized nation?
Well, they're trying to create a socialized nation because, for example,
Team 4
Putin
donated
has.
Twin,
$5.
thank you for the 5, dude. Appreciate it. Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? This guy. These ads are worse than YouTube's. Let me see. I'm gonna gift you a sub. I can't right now.
Praised the USSR in the past. That means he's a socialist.
That's it?
I think that's a good enough explanation.
So Putin has said nice things
Carpathian, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Thank you.
about the USSR in the past, and so he's trying to move.
Yeah, he
modern-day
also
Russia
has the
towards
same aesthetics.
Why did he bring back the Cossacks then?
Dude, fuck, dude. Sanso, you're such a bad debater. All you had to be like was like, how does aesthetics mean socialism? And then Sultan would have been in trouble, you know? But you just had to fucking say something stupid, dude. You just had to say something stupid about Cossacks, which are an ethnicity in Russia. You watch how stupid he is, dude. Like Sultan gave it to him on a fucking silver platter, and Sansol still managed to not only fail but dig himself into a deeper fucking hole.
If he likes the aesthetics of the USSR, why is he bringing back all these traditionalist aesthetics to modern day Russia?
Dude, what the fuck is Sansol talking about, dude? All of that shit was brought back in the Stalin era. What is he talking about?
He isn't though.
But he is.
He really isn't.
He
Because
appeals
if you
to
no.
imperial.
You know why Sultan is pausing here? He's like, wait, I've been trolling, but you are legitimately stupid, dude.
No, because
really quick,
the
right?
Stalin era had very traditionalist aesthetics. For example, have you seen the Stalinist buildings? I don't remember what they call them in Russian. They are very traditional. They look like Tsarist palaces.
Okay.
Socialist realism is generally more traditional.
I'm not talking about buildings. I'm talking about appealing to imperialist Russia and Tsarist aesthetics.
He's saying Cossacks are Tsarist. He's saying an ethnicity is Tsarist aesthetics. Oh my god, dude.
Cossacks are literally an inherent part of Soviet aesthetics, anyways.
They persecuted the
No, Sansol. The Cossacks fought and they had Cossack divisions in the Red Army. The Cossacks fought in World War II. They were celebrated and revered and revived throughout the whole history of the Soviet Union. What are you talking about?
the Cossacks because they were the Tsar's henchmen.
What?
You know this, right?
That's not true. That's literally not true.
It's literally true.
Cossacks were part of they were the first ranks of the Bolshevik revolutionaries.
Which is true. They fought in the Civil War on the front lines.
Do you even know what you're talking
perhaps I'm
about?
using the wrong word. 1 second. Let me look this up.
He's like, do you even
Yeah,
know?
you should probably look it up.
Oh my god. What a fucking idiot, dude.
Okay. Soviet Union disbanded the Cossack units in the Soviet Union.
Yeah, after World War II, the Soviet Union disbanded Cossack units that were in the Soviet army because they modernized their military. It doesn't mean Cossacks were fucking repressed.
Or Soviet Army.
It's an ethnicity, dude. So listen, this is gonna be the most hilarious part. Sonsoy's gonna read that they're an ethnicity, and he's gonna quickly exit out and change the subject. Watch.
Because right now,
Get out of there.
and here's like a picture of them. Right.
This is Sonsoy's like fucking idiot brain. He looks at a picture and he goes, "Well, this looks pretty conservative to me. It looks pretty traditionalist. These must be." Look what he's
Here, the Cossacks in modern day Russia are essentially acting as Putin's Proud Boys.
Oh my god, dude, I can't believe it. Everything is America, dude. Everything's America. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh god, holy fuck. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. I can't believe he says this shit with a straight face.
Cossacks,
Holy fuck.
like the attack dogs of the Tsar.
Thank you, Red Rising. Thank you, Red Rising Star. Holy fuck, dude. He doesn't. Oh god.
And they're appealing to like
Sultan is just shocked. He's just shocked right now. Like what?
the traditional Russian aesthetic. They're
Just
appealing to-
compare.
The tradition. What? Dude, you realize that this shit was all during the Soviet Union. Like, go look at a Soviet parade. You're gonna find them, dude. And they're an ethnicity, dude. They're actually an ethnicity. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude? Oh my god. This is like the... He said they're like the Proud Boys. Oh my god, dude. Oh my, that's a wrap. That's a wrap, dude. That's a wrap. This is the most stupid shit I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god.
The pure fact you compared Russian Cossacks to the Proud Boys shows that you're in the Anglo box. You're stuck in the Western mindset.
I'm making a comparison that people in my audience can relate to.
Yeah, all the fucking Anglos and Americans in your audience can relate to it. Well, yeah, you're such a fucking idiot, dude. This is how Americans literally look at the whole world through the lens of America. Oh yeah, they're the Proud Boys. That's how we should relate to it, guys. You're literally a... Nobody gives a fuck about stupid burger American politics. No one fucking cares about your stupid fucking fake politics. No one in the fucking world cares about your Proud Boys or any... No one fucking cares, you fucking loser. Literally no one fucking cares.
It's a very bad comparison.
It's not a bad comparison. They beat the
It's
shit
a
out of
pretty
people
bad
that don't
comparison.
agree with Putin.
Where have they done that? Where have they done that though?
Well,
Wait a minute, dude. Doesn't Antifa beat the shit out of people who disagree with Democrats? Doesn't Antifa beat the shit out of people? So why aren't they the Russian Antifa? Why aren't they the Russian Antifa then? Because Biden's in power now.
I know there was like a 60-year-old guy who lost 80% of his vision because a bunch of Cossacks beat him up.
Do you know that all the people who were beaten up by Antifa and people on the Democrat side of things?
Because he wasn't, he was bad-mouthing Putin in public.
Sand is not pro... No, he's pro-Antifa, dude. He's definitely pro-Antifa.
Wait,
Was,
so you're being racist right now? Is that what I understand from you?
What are you talking about?
Because
Dude, he starts laughing like, what are you talking about, dude?
Cossacks are an ethnicity. You're just generalizing an entire ethnicity.
I'm talking
Cossacks
about these
aren't a
guys that are
political.
Look at his face. Look at his face, dude. Look at his face. First of all, let me ask you a question. Is that allowed on Twitch? Because Sondsoy literally engaged in racism against a fucking ethnic minority in Russia. So that literally was racist. Is that allowed on Twitch? I don't know if that's allowed on that. I think that is TOS, dude. That's TOS. There's no way around it. That is fucking TOS, dude. You just fucking engaged in a heinous form of fucking racism against an entire ethnicity, an ethnic minority with a history of persecution in Russia. Yeah, dude, that's fucking TOS. That is 100% TOS.
dressing up like
movement.
this, right? I'll pull up a
Cossacks aren't
picture
a
again.
political movement. They're an ethnicity.
Okay. I don't know it. Okay. So again, I look up Cossacks, right?
Wait, he tried to deny they were ethnicity. And he realized he was wrong.
Look up the images.
What? Look at the images. Look at the images. Look at the images. Guys, look at the images, dude. Clearly they're not an ethnicity because he's looking at the images. This is literally how liberals think, dude. Liberals, dude, this is like that scene in Idiocracy where they're in the court and the guy's like, "Hey, just look at him. Just look at him. He's guilty." This is literally how liberals think, dude. He's like, "Look at the images. Look at the image. Look how this confirms my ideological. Look how thoroughly ingrained, fanatically ingrained I am in this ideological worldview that all it takes for me is to literally just look at images and that this confirms my worldview."
Russia's Cossacks return. All right. As in like a unit.
Yeah, an ethnic group is tapping back into its traditions and roots. A lot of minorities in America are doing this too. What are you talking about?
Of people, right here, and they go around and they hit people.
So after realizing that they're an ethnicity, he continues to engage in racist vitriol against Cossacks. This is not, I'm pretty sure this is against Twitch's terms of service. I'm pretty sure this is against Twitch's terms of service. He literally doubled down. Yeah, dude, that's against Twitch's terms of service, 100%.
And they beat people up that don't agree with Putin. This is just true.
Well, first of all, I need a citation for the beating up and stuff like that.
Sure, I
The
can
incident
try
where
and
they
find one.
beat up. Second of all, it's an ethnicity. It's not a political group. One Cossack might be a socialist. Another Cossack might be.
He's looking up citations through Google Images. He searched Cossack attacks, and he just found paintings, because showing him that it's an ethnicity, because that's how far back in the past they go.
I don't know what he wants to be a Tsarist. I don't care, but that's an ethnicity. You can't just generalize it and say that Cossacks are. Also,
So
Pussy
right here,
Riot deserves a
have-
beating.
I have-
Pussy Riot deserves to be
Pussy
beaten.
Riot deserves.
So,
to be-
okay, Sultan saved Sondsoy because Sondsoy was just fucked. Okay, there is... Okay, listen. Zero way of getting around this fact. At this point in time, 22 minutes in, Sondsoy lost the debate. He literally just lost. He lost. He absolutely just lost. There's like... I would quit streaming if this happened to me. If that happened to me, I would literally quit streaming. If someone embarrassed me humiliated me on that level, I would actually quit streaming. It's so fucking humiliating, dude. He lost. Absolutely lost.
beating? Why?
Because they're obnoxious about it. Like, why would I care about you rushing into a church and being obnoxious, being
What about Russian
fucking...
opposition leaders being attacked by
The Russian. Oh my, this is the worst part of the debate.
Who,
by
Navalny?
Yeah.
If Navalny was being attacked by Putin, he would have already been dead.
Well, I mean, he was poisoned by the guy, so I don't know.
He was poisoned, but somehow Russia let him get out of Russia and go to Germany to get treatment. I don't know, but if I was in control of a nation and I just poisoned the guy inside it, I probably won't let him get out and get treatment. I don't know, maybe it's common sense. I don't think like your community can understand it, but
Wasn't he already on a plane?
he was on a plane in Russia. He was in Novosibirsk.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in Siberia.
You know what's so cute about Sansa? It's like he has this like skeptical look, right? But the only like anchoring point is like, I'm pretty sure the TV disagrees with you, pal. I'm pretty sure that what they say on TV is completely against what you're saying. Like that's the whole basis of his fucking critical stance.
It wasn't just in Western Russia or whatever.
How does this blow? This is something that is internationally accepted to have happened, right? It was using the nerve.
Hey, Sondsoy. I need you to understand that America, the EU, and the other white countries are not the international community. Yeah, I don't know why you think that Kanzuk, the US, and the EU constitutes the international community. I don't know why you think that. It's just not true. It's not true numerically in terms of the proportion of the populations. It's not true in terms of the amount of countries, and it's not true in terms of people who represent these people. It's just not. You're talking out of your fucking ass.
Agent Nova something, right? Which is something that only
And
Russia has.
even then, why would I care if he was poisoned?
Because we're talking
Navalny
about Russia, and you say
specifically.
that it's an example of a country that's socializing, and I don't think that it is. I think it's
That has nothing to do with socializing, you fucking idiot. What the fuck does that have to do with socializing?
oligarchy that's run by an autocrat.
Socialized.
How can it be an oligarchy run by an autocrat? Doesn't even make any it's literally fucking contradiction in terms.
Socializing does not mean inherently. It does not mean democracy. It does not mean Western democracy specifically, because democracies exist. Russia is a democracy. It's just not a Western democracy.
So a democracy that doesn't follow the rules of democracy.
I literally can't believe people think this way. I can't fucking believe people think this way. He literally thinks someone wrote the rules of democracy somewhere. He's literally a fucking moron. He literally thinks like there's a rule book of democracy Americans wrote. And if you don't follow those rules, you can't consider yourself a democracy. A term that comes from ancient Greece. It's so stupid, dude. It's so fucking stupid.
Is fine as long as it's someone that you like.
Again, this shows that you're in the Anglo box, because it's a Western
What does
democracy.
Anglo box mean? Tell me what Anglo box means.
The
'Cause
Western
keep on
mindset.
wait, hold on really quick. You keep on appealing to Anglo box instead of actually making arguments.
No. I'm
It's literally the second time he mentioned it.
making arguments. You're just not understanding.
Uh-huh.
What I'm saying is, Western democracy, it has rules of... Western democracy is not the only type of democracy. The USSR was a democracy. For example, Cuba is still a democracy. It's not a Western democracy. It's not the democracy you'd think of as like France and Germany.
Yeah, we're
Destroyed.
like there's dictators, that doesn't really seem like much of a democracy to me, does it?
This is the most stupid fucking thing I've ever heard. But even then, yes, a democracy is fully compatible with a dictator existing. Literally true. He just doesn't know what a democracy means. All democracy means is ruled by demos, ruled by the people. What that rule looks like, there's no rule book for what that looks like.
Democracy, Stalin literally, for example, if you're talking about the US side, Stalin literally proposed to stand down from his seat multiple times and people wouldn't let him.
That has nothing to do with what I said.
It does because the people wanted him. That's democracy.
He stayed in power despite
Despite what, Sondsoy? Despite what?
he. Look, okay, I don't know what this conversation is
Literally a fucking idiot. Lost the debate. He literally doesn't know what he's talking about. Literally doesn't know what he's talking about.
anymore. I'm really
I think you're just frustrated that
I am
like,
incredibly
you've lost
frustrated
the debate
because
so far.
I don't even know if we're having a debate at this point. You're just saying things
It
that
is a
you
debate
feel are
because
true, but you're not really.
I'm trying to get you out of your Western mindset. I'm trying to show
But
you.
in order for you to
I'm-
get me out of my Western mindset, you have to completely change my mind on what it means to have a democracy where you vote on your leaders and on, representatives. in your-
Voting
He doesn't know that they voted on their leaders in every communist state, and in Russia today, and in China today. What a fucking idiot, dude. He thinks no one voted in those countries. Oh, but they didn't directly vote for their leader. You don't directly vote for your leader in America either. It's very rare that people actually vote directly for their fucking leader in a democracy in the modern age. You fucking idiot.
voting on your leaders doesn't equal democracy.
What is democracy?
Democracy is the act of representing the.
He's like, well, if it's not like America, where they, every 4 years, he thinks like anything that's not America is not democratic. If it's not like America, it's not a democracy. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking literal moron brainlet, dude. He's literally like, well, if it's not like, where you have like the electoral season and CNN and they're debating on CNN that it's not a democracy. It's not like people can express their sovereignty and their will in ways different from the electoral system as it exists in America. What a fucking moron.
People. And just voting for your leaders doesn't automatically mean that's the only way of representing your people.
So
He's searching democracy on Google. This is what a fucking illiterate, fucking uncultured idiot this guy is. He searched democracy definition on Google. He searched the definition of democracy on Google. Literally a fucking moron, dude. Literally a brainlet. How does this guy show his face in public? I don't know.
how do the people have representation if they're not voting and having a say in their government?
The Soviet Union had votes, though.
They had votes for people that were chosen by the state in the same way that China does.
No, they had.
Literally not true. It's not true. After the Stalin Constitution of 36, that's not true. It's not true. That was true until the 1936 Stalin Constitution.
Votes for local Soviets, etc., which would eventually lead.
that were sanctioned by the state.
They wouldn't say.
Dude, you have to be sanctioned by the state to run for any kind of office in America. In any country, you have to be sanctioned by the state. Doesn't matter what country it is. If you're talking about whether higher mechanisms of power find you favorable, here in America we have the deep state. And if you're not within the favor of the deep state, you don't have a chance. You don't have a fucking chance. It's so stupid. How does he fucking argue like this? It's so stupid.
Sanctioned by the. Of course, there's a line of thought that wouldn't be exceeded. But the thing is,
The Soviet Union was way more democratic than America because you're voting on things that matter. You don't have a different political party for its own sake. You're not allowed to undermine or overthrow the Soviet state itself, just like how you're not allowed to overthrow the American state. When it came to actual disagreements over real policies and real issues, the Soviet Union was far more democratic than any period in American history.
the party line was very diverse. You had a lot of people in
True.
the party. For example, how would the USSR have?
You know what's hilarious, dude? At this time, I don't mean to keep interrupting, Sultan was literally about to fall asleep because it was so late in Lebanon. He's literally about to fall asleep. And he's lecturing this fucking little boy Sondsoy. He's only 18 years old.
Collapsed if you didn't have people like Gorby inside the party, people like Yeltsin inside the party. You wouldn't have if you didn't have reformists. The USSR wouldn't just have collapsed from the inside.
It collapsed from the inside because its economy wasn't able to last because it was bloated.
No,
and
it
didn't
had
have-
it had a
wasn't-
lot of ideological reasons behind it.
Which no historian disputes. There are zero historians who say that the Soviet economies was 100% responsible for the Soviet Union's dissolution. It was 100% political and, yes, ideological as well.
The USSR collapsed. This is just true because of the bloat of its economy.
No, this is something you're pulling out of your fucking ass. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're literally a fucking idiot.
And the inefficiencies there within.
That is not true. That is false.
This is 100%
It's literally not true. It's literally not.
true. I don't
The
know
reason the
what world you live
USSR
in.
fell. The reason the USSR fell was reformists trying to replicate what China had did, and trying to turn
But
the
they did it too
USSR into a
late.
more federalized.
He said they did it too late. What a fucking idiot. As soon as Gorbachev implemented his reforms, the Soviet economy plummeted, went fucking haywire. It wasn't too late.
To a more federalized state, and giving Russians and Ukrainians and Lithuanians more power in their own nation states. Of course,
Yeah,
that
they
just
tried to liberalize their economy a little bit and open up markets a little bit, but they did it too late because their economy was already fucked.
What? That doesn't make any fucking sense. How is it too late?
And on trend to collapse.
no, they did.
All this guy Sansal knows how to do is just repeat narratives. He just repeats like narratives, you know? He just repeats themes and narratives. He repeats themes and narratives. He doesn't actually know anything he's talking about. He just knows about what other people are vaguely saying about it.
Did too much, not too late, because the economy shouldn't have been liberalized that much. The economy, plus I don't remember the exact vocabulary for it, but there was a difference in the reform between China and the USSR. The USSR had a system basically from the top to bottom, privatization or whatever, and China had it
Wait,
from the
I'm sorry.
bottom to the top.
That's actually true. He's not even trolling. It's actually true.
That's pretty nice.
Just so I can understand, you're saying that the USSR had their system was privatized from the top down? I'm sorry.
Yes.
After the fall
Which is literally true.
of the Soviet Union, or
No, during in the last few years. Yes.
And
Because,
this
for
led-
example, the way China conducted their reforms with the land distribution and stuff, it was very, how do I call it, decentralized. It was basically
True.
up to the people,
Very
up
true.
to the locals.
in China or in Russia?
He has to look at his chat because he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything about the subject. He can't just be humble and be like, I don't know anything about this topic. He's gotta make it seem like he knows something.
In China.
Okay. Okay, I want to stick to Russia really quick, all right? Because the question I was about to ask was going to get off topic. Why did the Soviet Union collapse?
It collapsed because of corruption from inside the party, deterioration, degeneracy.
What do you mean degeneracy?
For example, the how do I call it? The push for reformism, the push for national identity, the push for all of that. That caused degeneration in the party line. Caused the party line to deteriorate. It caused party members to become more and more nationalistic, more and more greedy, more and more
Hey, that's pretty
selfish, etc., etc.
Okay. You realize that right now, modern Russia is incredibly nationalistic, incredibly about national identity over basically anything, right?
Modern Russia isn't the USSR though.
Right. I'm trying to see what, because you like the USSR, right?
I don't.
Oh, you don't. Okay. I was operating under the assumption that you liked the USSR. Maybe that makes
Dude, why do these people listen? You ever notice this trend? Notice this trend? All these people are doing, oh, do you like this or do you not like this? Do you like this or do you dislike this? It's literally all Benthamite hedonism. Do you like it or do you not like it? It makes no fucking sense to me. Literally makes no fuck. Like, what the fuck do you mean like? Are we talking about a flavor of candy? What are you fucking talking about? You like it? It's so weird. It's so weird. What do you mean? What significance is it if you... What does it mean to like? Like, you can like a lot of things. Like what? Like, do you like reading about it? Do you like, do you like learning about it? Do you like seeing things relating to, like, what do you mean like? It doesn't make any sense. You can't just like an abstraction. For most of its history, the USSR was... this is a donation. Thank you so much, Red Rai Rises. For most of its history, the USSR was the second largest economy on the planet. A temporary setback of stagnation should not have been a precedent to dissolve it, right? Yeah, 100% right.
No, I'm actually a Uyghur.
You what?
I'm an Uyghur.
I don't know what that means.
A Uyghur.
Oh, okay. Is that the correct pronunciation?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So is that is that just like a popular sentiment amongst them?
Yes, we were more supportive of China. We never because the USSR, since we have a lot of our population in Kazakhstan, the USSR was always influencing us, trying to influence us against China, etc.
Okay. So, USSR bad, modern Russia good, because of the nationalism?
Yes, basically, and not only that. Russia also has a very different approach to the reformism and to the state capitalism phase, the development of the productive forces that than the USSR. But like they basically copied the Chinese system.
You think that right now Russia is trying
Look at Sansal's genius chat. Holy shit, you are praising CCP. You are literally being genocide. Oh my god. Oh my god.
move towards a system like China's? I'm trying to understand what your point is.
Yes, that is my point.
Okay, I don't understand in what way. Besides you saying that they are nationalizing a few industries.
I
Look at this guy. Look at this guy in the chat. This isn't funny if he's being honest. This literally could be the result of rest camp brainwashing.
I've listed that industry as an example.
Right.
There's
but-
many industries being nationalized by the Russians right now.
Okay, so the way that I understand the Chinese economy to work is basically that there is a mostly nationalized economy that has opened up to a liberal free market so that they can trade with the rest of the world, right?
No, the way the Chinese economy works is that the chairman Xi Jinping, he orders the changes in the economy, like the development of a certain industry, the extraction of certain resources, etc. And then the changes are carried out, and
This is the face of an overworked Fed. Federal agent Sondsoy.
and then trade is conducted with the free liberal markets outside to make capital reinvest into the Chinese economy, etc.
You guys remember this is the guy? And if you're like that infrared guy, I want you fucking gone. I want you fucking gone from the internet, and I want you to never show your face again. And then we come to now, 2021, and on a low day, and today's a low day, I have what? He gets 10 viewers, so how many much? I have 20 more viewers than him.
To
Who's
develop
gone, Sansol? Who's gone?
the productive forces.
Who must go? Who must go?
Okay. So, which part of what I said was incorrect then?
Because you said what did you say again? Repeat.
So I said, and mine was less in depth than yours, but I feel like you said the same thing, that there is a mostly nationalized, most of the industries or firms in China are nationalized, but it has opened up to the free market so that they can increase the capabilities of their economy, they can increase their wealth, right?
If you put it that way, yes, but I don't remember you putting
And
it
he didn't put it that way. Sansol did not put it that way. He didn't.
exactly that way.
Okay. So, how is this the same as Russia? Because I don't see that happening in Russia right now.
Putin
Outside of-
orders the oligarchs. Putin orders the oligarchs to do the changes. They do the changes. They invest here. They pull money from there, etc. They sell resources to the West, like their oil and gas pipelines to the EU, and then they reinvest it into their own economy. And then they develop their economy, develop the productive forces,
Who gets the
and
majority
finally
of that benefit?
reach socialism. And one day they'll reach the lower stages of communism.
So by having 12 incredibly rich oligarchs and telling them,
I thought one of them was put in jail, Sansol. I thought one of them was, well, get your story straight. He doesn't keep his story straight.
if you don't do this, then I'm going to put you in jail, right? But you can still reap the benefits of this decision. So you go from oligarchy to controlled oligarchy and then it just becomes socialism.
Well, you can put it this way, but it's more gradual than that.
Look at his face! Oh god, look at his face!
I'm
Basically, they start with an oligarchy to develop the productive forces. Then after that, after getting an oligarchy, getting a few entrepreneurs to invest, go around, make profit, you control them. You put them under your hand. You start ordering them around, and gradually, you eliminate them one by one, and then you get to socialism. And then after socialism, you get to communism by
he's trying to stay awake, dude. He's so sleepy. He's trying to stay awake.
2050.
okay. How do you know that this is his plan to get rid of all of the oligarchs? Are you just
Because he's
assuming this?
already eliminated a few oligarchs.
Right, for disagreeing with him politically, right? But
That was more of a public excuse.
so
'Cause if
you're,
you look
so
at
you're
the
reading
trend-
into his you're reading into his decisions.
You have to read between the lines. You have to have the
You're reading
intellectual
between the
level to
lines and
read
inserting
between
your
the
own
lines.
narrative is the problem. You have no idea
No,
what
it's
his
not my
ultimate
own
goal is.
narrative. No, it's not my own narrative. It's just if you have a basic understanding of geopolitics and how politics work, you would know that Putin doesn't want people to know that he's a socialist.
Oh god, he's such a fucking idiot.
Why?
Because that would hurt him. Do you not know how calling someone a socialist would hurt them nowadays?
It would hurt them in the U.S. It wouldn't probably hurt them all that much in Russia or in the East.
It
lot of
probably
people-
would,
a lot of
because
people in
socialism
the-
is tied. Socialism nowadays is tied with atheism. It's tied with basically progressivism, and that's not really going to work in a traditionalist nation
Most of
such
the
as
people,
Russia.
well, most of the people in Russia, or at least the last polls that I saw, most of the people in Russia that are that were alive back during the Soviet Union want to return to those days of Soviet control over the economy.
Yeah, but do you think old people are the majority in Russia?
It's fucking hilarious how he's trolling and literally beating Sondsoy at the same time. It's fucking golden, dude. Golden.
Huh?
Do you think old people are the majority in Russia?
I'm just like going based off of the things that the poll said, right?
People who lived through the Soviet Union.
People that
But-
lived through the Soviet Union say that that was a better life than they're living now, because right now there's such massive wealth inequality, right?
Hey, Sondsoy, do you not know? Do you not fucking know that fucking old? Did you not respond to his argument that old people are not the majority? Can you follow a line of argumentation? Are you stupid?
Right.
They're not the majority, Sondsoy. That's the point.
That they.
I don't
they-
think it's because of the wealth inequality. It's just because the Soviet Union in its heyday had they had a better economy in general. They were bigger. They were more subsidized stuff. People lived better at the time.
Okay. And so the economy of Soviet Russia was better than the economy of Russia today that Putin has been in charge of for 20 years. Why is that?
Temporarily it was, but
Pretty sure that guy's a troll trying to like make a statement about us in the chat. I mean that I banned.
the economy of the USSR wasn't going to last. It was doomed from the start.
Yeah, I agree with that. Centrally planning an economy is really fucking stupid, right? Which is why
No,
we
it
open
wasn't
up
the
to
central
markets.
plan.
Are you fucking bored? Dude, this guy's forgetting that the USSR was the second most powerful country on planet Earth. Maybe they're a little bit more smart than you, Sansol. Maybe they're a little bit more smart than you, Sansol. Sondsoy, why don't you start the most powerful country, second most powerful country on Earth? Go ahead. See if you can fit it in your brain.
It wasn't the central planning.
It absolutely was. But even at that, right, when we're looking at the Soviet Russia, like Soviet Russian quality of life and the quality of life in Russia today that Putin has been in charge of for 20 years. All right?
No. But for example, the new CCP party plenum said that it will take China until 2075 to achieve socialism. So developing the productive forces isn't just something that you do over 20 years. It takes time.
Right, but developing the forces of production, all like you should be able to stabilize an economy and create an economy that's not so bad that people are struggling to survive. All right?
Literally, that's all Western propaganda. Russia is actually like pretty rich.
Their GDP is pretty low.
Sansol's such an idiot, dude. He brings up GDP. GDP isn't a fucking reliable measure or universal measure of fucking standard of living. All you had to do was point out that the quality of life, like by every like index, the quality of life is pretty bad in Russia compared to Europe and America. You could say that, but you're so stupid and bad at debating that you're just you gave this to Sansol without any resistance, dude. You made it so easy for him.
They're relevant in geopolitics because they have a pretty strong military and they have the most nukes in the entire world, and that gives them a lot of geopolitical sway, right? But in terms of their
economically, they're pretty powerful. The GDP, anyways, the GDP doesn't
GDP
really
like
mean
$1
anything.
trillion?
Yeah.
Russia is like top 10 GDP. How is that low? Ask Sondsoy.
And they have 100 million people, so that's like pretty good.
That's equivalent to a much smaller country, and it's the largest country by landmass.
You do know that most of Russia is just not even habitable, though.
But the resources that are in Siberia, for example, right? Italy has a higher GDP. Germany has a higher GDP.
Yeah, Germany, of course, but Italy is just a Western nation, anyways. They're always
Is Germany
Western
not a
nations
Western
always.
nation?
Yes, but Germany. I'm talking about Italy. I'm saying that Italy, just Western nations always help each other out. Russia is alone, basically.
Well, Western nations were helping each other out during the 20th century because they had liberalized economies.
No, that's not why, you fucking idiot. It's because of the fucking Marshall Plan, which was anything but the fucking liberalized fucking policy. And it was because of fucking Bretton Woods. You don't know what you're talking about. You think he literally is like a caricature of an ANCAP who thinks, oh, it's just because of a free market capital. No, it wasn't. What a stupid thing to say. Literally, what a stupid thing to say.
Russia did not. Now Russia has a liberalized economy. They could do.
It doesn't, though. That's just false. It does not.
It absolutely has a liberalized economy.
Not really. I mean, that's relative. What do you mean by that?
That's what Boris Yeltsin.
Like, relative to the Soviet Union, yes, but compared to Europe, I don't think so, because they have a nationalized gas. The whole gas industry is fucking nationalized. Yeah, I'm not so sure that it's I wouldn't consider it a liberal economy.
It's controlled by the state. It's a NEP phase.
In what way is Russia's economy not liberalized? That's what the problem was with Boris Yeltsin. He went way too.
Because their gas industry, which is the basis of all the state revenue, is fucking nationalized. Where is the gas industry in fucking America or Europe nationalized? Checkmate, Sondsoy. It's over.
hard into the liberalization, and it fucked over the country because only 12 people owned the entire fucking country.
Putin literally undid all of that. Putin.
No, those same people still own the country.
He eliminated a bunch of them. It's
No, they don't. Yeah, what is Sanso talking about? They literally don't. Go to the list of oligarchs who ruled in the 90s and look at the list now. It's different, dude. It's super. And the oligarchs don't have power anymore. They don't have any political power.
it's just temporary roadblock.
Putin came to power on the premise of nationalizing Gazprom, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's going to take time to eliminate all of. But it's clear that Putin wants to bring back state control over the economy, because Putin applied the praxis of Deng Xiaoping in Russia.
I want to appeal to you as like a person to a person. Like, do you realize how much conjecture that you're putting into this, right? That you're just saying that.
I wonder how much conjecture Sondsoy put into this fucking whole discussion, because it's all conjecture. He literally talked out of his ass this whole time because he's filtering what Sultan is saying based on what he thinks would be thematically compatible with what the media vaguely exudes.
It's happening because it is happening, and well, we don't really have evidence for it, but that's because Putin is a mastermind that doesn't want people to know he's a socialist, right? But he's definitely trying to follow the same thing that.
Well, the thing is, it's not my fault if you can't understand basic geopolitics and read between the lines.
I'm going off of what you say, right? Because what you're saying doesn't match reality so far as I can. So as far as any reality that I can tell, right? Sounds like there's a lot of ideological.
What a shitty debater, dude. What a shitty debater. Honestly, he's a shitty debater.
Bias that's going into how you're perceiving the world.
If we're going to talk about ideological bias, I think you're really you're very biased. I don't know
What
why
ideology
you
do I
think.
even subscribe to that you could call me biased towards a certain ideology?
Your Western mindset is enough to make you biased towards sides. For example, your defense of Navalny. That alone.
What about
that alone proves.
I didn't wait. At what point did I defend Navalny? I said one thing about him.
You were clearly biased in favor of Navalny.
All I said was that he was attacked by that group of people, the Cossacks.
You're literally in the Anglo box ideology. I don't know what's up with you and your community. It's just all.
Navalny sucks, but he's maybe better than Putin. Why? Because Navalny calls for the genocide of Muslims, and he's an exterminationist, neo-Nazi racist. Well, he's more westernized. Navalny plays Fortnite. Navalny watches PewDiePie. Navalny's just like us, guys. He's just like us. He plays Xbox just like us. At least he's civilized like us.
Describe it. It's just all.
In what way?
He watches Rick and Morty just like us.
Give an argument so that we can talk about it, because you're just saying Anglo-box and that I'm defending Navalny when I didn't actually say.
Yeah,
anything
because
about
you
Navalny
are defending Navalny.
I don't care about Navalny per se. What I care about is having a democracy in which people are able to vote for a candidate that they enjoy, right?
What? That they enjoy? What a weird Benthamite hedonistic fucking freak. That they enjoy? What? Okay, Danny, what's your question? Danny, what's your question? You redeemed it. What's your question? Spit it out. You're supposed to fucking ask the question while you redeem it. Didn't Navalny call Muslims cockroaches? Yes.
That they like, that they think is going to do better for the country,
Didn't-
right? Without that
polls-
candidate getting fucking assassinated.
Didn't polls show that most Russians love Putin though?
I don't care if most Russians love Putin. I just want people to be able to unconditionally run for office, even though we don't even have that in America. And moreover, I just want there to be no systemic barriers to any opposition candidate being able to prevail, even though we literally have systemic barriers here in the United States, which I affirm is indeed a democracy. Fucking moron.
Which polls? Ones that are conducted by RT or like state media, or
No. There were polls about how
I'm sure that a lot of Russians support Putin. I don't deny that, right? But
Most
when an
Russians
opposition
support
leader, hold on
Putin, so
really
if
quick.
you want-
If you guys want points, I fixed Gmod, so maybe at the very end of the stream, when we're done with this, we can do some bets.
When
the democracy.
wait, hold on, really
If you want
quick,
a democracy,
really
if you
quick.
want a democracy, then a democracy would have Putin in charge.
Right, and a democracy wouldn't also try assassinating anyone that could pose a threat to that person's rule.
I would definitely assassinate someone who has been trying to destabilize the nation
By winning elections?
cause ethnic crime.
What? Navalny didn't win any elections, you fucking moron. Sondsoy. Navalny never had a fucking chance to win a single election. If you look at the polls in Russia, Navalny is polling so poorly, it's not even fucking funny. Navalny's relevance in Russia begins and ends with the fact that he is organizing fucking strife. He's organizing protests and he's organizing fucking rioting and all that kind of shit. He doesn't have a fucking chance when it comes to popular support. No one wants, even the people sympathetic to Navalny do not want him in power. They're just sympathetic. Yeah, he can't even get into the Duma. His relevance is because of Western media and westernized elites within fucking Russia, not ordinary people. Sondsoy, why are you such an elitist, huh? The ordinary Russian people don't give a shit about Navalny. The people who fucking care about him are literally elites in cities who are the 1%.
Rivalry, cause religious strife.
Yeah, Sondsoy loves Navalny because they're both just as relevant as one another in their respective countries.
So would you support the assassination of MLK?
This is where it gets good, guys. So Sondsoy now compares Alexei Navalny, who called Muslims cockroaches. He uses exterminationist rhetoric. He's insulting ethnic minorities and he's insulting Muslims. And he's comparing that to MLK just because Sultan used the word ethnic strife. MLK fought for black people's rights. Navalny's causing ethnic strife because he's insulting ethnic minorities and he's giving ethnic minorities a reason to stir shit up and fucking begin conflicts. If you're gonna accuse MLK of causing ethnic strife, then what you're basically saying is that were it not for MLK, everything would be fine and dandy, right? Well, in Russia's case, were it not for Navalny's rhetoric, things would be pretty stable and things would be pretty swell. But when Navalny attacks ethnic minorities and stirs up nativistic vitriol against them, he's causing conflicts that otherwise wouldn't exist. Whereas in MLK's case, right, if MLK didn't exist, those conflicts would still exist because black people are being actively oppressed in America. See the fucking difference, you fucking idiot? Unless you want to say that the Russian majority are oppressed by the minority of Muslims that live in Russia, well, that's just like what the white nationalists in the United States who say that they're being oppressed by Jews and they're being oppressed by, all these other ethnicities.
In the U.S.?
MLK did not cause ethnic strife. He was striving for rights. That's very different.
He pointed out. I don't.
MLK did not cause ethnic strife whatsoever. The ethnic strife existed before MLK. MLK just represented black people. If anything, MLK diffused the strife because MLK called for nonviolence. The strife was there either way. He didn't cause that strife. What are you talking about?
There was absolutely ethnic strife in the United States during the time of Martin Luther King.
He wasn't
played on
promoting.
that.
He
But
was,
he didn't cause it. You're such a shitty debater. You went from saying he caused it to saying it corresponded. Is it a correlation or causation?
wasn't promoting a race war, though.
He
That's
wasn't
the thing.
promoting
He was
a race
promoting
war.
black. He was promoting black rights.
Okay.
I'm gonna legit just be real with you guys. Social fascism, that's what Sondsoy is. He's a social fascist. He's literally a white supremacist. Sondsoy's literally a white supremacist. If you see how he and his chat talk about fucking Sultan and how racist and fucking condescending they are to him, this is literally white supremacists on Twitch. These are literally white supremacists on Twitch. By the way, this is a white supremacist streamer.
And people
Okay,
saw
and-
that as...
And Navalny fucking called Muslims
Wait, no, answer
pigs.
that. I
He
want to know.
called-
I want to know. What do you think at the time people were seeing Martin Luther King as doing?
Literally the worst debater I've ever fucking come across. How does people's perception of Martin Luther King have to do with if he's actually causing it? If people perceive him to be causing it, that's different from saying he actually did. You're such an idiot. Who cares if people perceived him that way? It's not relevant to the current conversation. You're a bad debater, Sondsoy.
They were probably say. Well, first of all, I want
He
to
was
point
going
something
against
out.
what
I want
some
to.
people
I
in the
want to
state were
point
doing.
something out.
Right?
I want to point something out. The fact that you're. The fact that you're comparing MLK to Navalny is actually.
I'm not comparing them. I'm going off of
You
what
are.
you said.
You
No,
literally
no, no,
are
no, no, no.
comparing them, though.
I'm not
You
comparing
literally
them because you
comparing.
said, hold on, really quick.
Literally
let me explain.
comparing them.
What you said was, I would absolutely assassinate someone that was causing religious, political, ethnic strife in my country. MLK absolutely was playing off of the political and ethnic strife that was happening in the United States between white people and black people, so that he could
Okay,
promote
so your
civil rights
your
for black
change,
people.
your
That
your
is exactly
change,
what
your
I did.
twist, Your twist and the goal of the conversation just shows how biased you are.
I have
you
no
went
goal in this
from saying
conversation
you
other
went
than
from
to
saying
understand what the fuck
you
we're
went
talking
from
about.
saying you went from saying MLK was causing ethnic strife to
I didn't
MLK
say
was
he was
playing
causing.
off of the West
That's what I said in the first place.
the ethnic strife.
That's what I said in the first place, my friend.
No, it's not! You said he caused it! You didn't say he was playing off it! You said he caused it! You're literally such a bad debater! It's literally a joke! He's literally the worst debater I've ever seen! He's the worst debater I've ever fucking seen!
You did not. You said he was causing, and now you're saying he's playing off of. And
Sultan is an 18-year-old kid in Lebanon about to fall asleep because he's so tired, and you're getting so wrecked. It's an embarrassment, dude. It's an embarrassment.
then, second of all, MLK did not cause ethnic strife. He was asking for rights, but just purely insulting, for example, purely insulting an ethnic group isn't the same as asking for rights. Those are completely different.
Okay. Are you saying
Explode Penguins. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much.
that MLK was insulting white people?
No,
This is how ill-informed Sondsoy is about Russia. Sondsoy. Navalny is not championing the rights of minorities. He is attacking minorities in a vitriolic way that makes Trump blush. What are you talking about? You think that Navalny's attack against Muslims and ethnic minorities is comparable to MLK insulting white people who are the majority in America? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying Navalny was insulting ethnic minorities.
Okay, I'm not
and
talking about
MLK
Navalny right
wasn't.
now.
No, because you're comparing between the two.
I'm not comparing them.
You literally just compared them, though. You actually did just compare them. You're such a bad debater. Why are we beating the dead horse? Okay, this is the last of Sondsoy, dude. This is the last of Sondsoy. After this, we're done. Like, Sultan, he hit the final nail in the coffin. It's over. Like, he's been defeated routinely so many times. And you know what we've done, guys? We have gone through a journey together about discovering why he only gets 10 views. This is why he gets 10 views. Because he's just a bad debater and he's not very smart. So we've discovered why he'll only ever be a 10 viewer Andy. It's as simple as that. It's as simple. Like, this is literally why. This is literally why people do not succeed on Twitch.
You said that you would want to assassinate people that cause strife in the United States. A lot of people at the time during the civil rights movement saw MLK as someone that was causing a lot of civil strife in the United States. And a lot of fucking white moderates were saying, well, I like Martin Luther King, but, you know, I wish that he would just, you know, be chill about it, right? You know.
Yeah, but the thing is, how
And so
people
they would,
saw it
so
doesn't
people like you
matter.
would absolutely,
How people
based off of
saw
what
it
you
doesn't
said,
matter.
All Sansol does is, like, talk about what other people perceive or are saying. Because he doesn't have any knowledge himself. He just knows what other people say and do. Whenever I debated Sansol, all he would do is bring... You know, you sound a lot like this. You know, like, he only knows how to talk about narratives that other people are saying because he's not capable of independent human individual thought. He only knows how to discern trends that he can fucking copy because he's not an original content creator. That's why he'll only ever be a 10 viewer Andy.
How people saw it doesn't matter because there's a really famous quote: "Facts don't care about your feelings." Fucking MLK was not he was not
Alright, I'm doing 1.2 speed now.
going around insulting. He was not going around insulting ethnic minorities. He wasn't going around.
you're not engaging with what I'm
disrespecting.
saying. No,
I
that's
am
not-
though. I am though. And even then, if you're going to talk about the assassination of MLK and stuff like that, the U.S. literally was assassinating political rivals. They assassinated
right, but you would be in
Malcolm X.
favor of that because they were doing things that were perceived at least as causing strife in the country at that time, and you don't want there to be strife. You want there to be some kind of unified idealism as to what the country is, right? And so if we're looking at Navalny, who is trying
because
to
if you look at the way Navalny insulted, if you look at
Sigma Sultan does not allow himself to be interrupted. Holy shit! Zoid! Zoid999, thank you so much for this gifted sub, dude. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. Appreciate it a ton, dude. Thank you so much.
the way Navalny insulted
opponents,
if you look
right?
at the way Navalny insulted ethnic minorities,
Then
it was clearly going to fuck with the national stability and the national coherence. I don't know how you want to
don't
call
you
it.
think that MLK was attacking the social coherence of the United States by saying that we're not going to put up with?
No, he wasn't, because there was no prior cohesion to speak of. That's the fucking point. If there's segregation, then there's no cohesion. You don't know what you're talking about. Thank you, Blaze. Appreciate it.
Being second-class citizens anymore?
Not really. No, he wasn't attacking the national coherence. He was
So this is Sansol's Democrat politics coming to the surface, because this is literally what Democrats would say during fucking MLK's time.
he was just trying to advance. He was trying to advance his people's rights. That wasn't fucking with the national coherence of the nation.
It absolutely was, because it was really coherent before, where, you know, the whites knew that the blacks knew their space, and then they had all of the fucking they had all the segregation, and then black people said, we actually don't want to deal with this anymore. We're not going to deal with what the current order is, right? The current social order is,
Which was not one of national cohesion.
and so
That literally wasn't fucking true, because another crucial point in this discussion is that MLK was
Why does he have a trans flag in the background? Purely virtue signaling. He's not trans himself. He's just virtue signaling. Because he's a trend spotter. That's what Sansol is. He's a trend spotter. He spots trends and he tries to get on the trend.
doing it out of ideological thought. MLK was not backed by foreign powers. Navalny is being openly backed by Trump and Biden. He's basically a geopolitical pawn. He's the Juan Guaido of Russia, basically.
I think that if I'm stuck in an Anglo box, you're stuck in an Eastern box. Like, you have
Eastern box. This is literally like talking about reverse racism. This is literally like saying that he's being racist against white people. He's in an Eastern box. Sondsoy, Easterners understand you. You don't understand we Easterners. That's the difference. An Eastern box? What? The whole point is that you don't understand the East, but the Easterners understand you. That's why there's a fucking difference.
no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure you're just talking out of your ass at this point. You have no valid point. You haven't
No,
made a
but
single valid
you'll
point.
say something.
this
You'll say
entire
something really
debate.
fucking funny, right? Like, I believe in, I like democracy, but then you'll say that assassinating or attacking or imprisoning political opponents is fine in your world
All things that America does.
view in order to maintain a democracy.
Again,
But that's not
it
a democracy.
depends.
That would
It
be
depends.
a
Again,
dictatorship.
it depends.
It doesn't
Again,
depend.
it
That's not how a
depends.
democracy works.
No, that's just your impression of a democracy. A democracy is
No,
a way
that's
to
what a
represent the
democracy
people.
is. I study this in
Adrian
school.
_Zenz donated $5. Didn't Navalny call some minorities cockroaches?
Yes, he actually, legit, he actually did. Thank you so much for the 5, too, dude. Appreciate it. But yeah, dude, he actually fucking did. He actually fucking did.
School. I know different political systems. And a democracy is not a system in which you can imprison or assassinate all of your political opponents and have its
According to who? If they're the enemies of the people, how do you know? Where'd you get that from? You learned it in school? So what makes that you an authority then? Your school's an authority over the reality?
still be a democracy.
I studied this in school. That doesn't make you an authority on what democracy means, you fucking idiot. Your teachers are not an authority on what democracy means. What democracy means is defined by reality. And that's a fucking word that comes from ancient Greece. You fucking liberal West does not have a fucking monopoly on what it means.
Again,
And no, the Greece was not necessarily part of the West. Because the Islamic world and the Ottoman Empire also inherited Greece. So did the Byzantine Empire and so did Russia itself. So no, you don't have a monopoly on Greece either.
again, do you consider the U.S. a democracy?
Yes, I consider the U.S. a democracy.
Okay, and in the U.S.,
Literally just contradicted himself.
there was assassinations, there was political arrest, there was political backlash, there was political oppression.
Yes.
So if you consider the U.S. a democracy and they still have assassinations, political oppression, imprisonment, etc.,
you realize that there's
how does that work, though?
you realize that there's like a spectrum and there's a
This is where you fuck up, Sondsoy. You made a claim to authority that you know the rules and the meaning of democracy. If you're now going to say it's a spectrum, you have to define it. You have to define where that spectrum begins and ends in an exact way. Otherwise, your authority collapses. How do you measure your spectrum? How is it measurable? If it's not measurable, then your authority collapses because you are making the claim that you have definitive, definite, measurable knowledge on what a democracy truly is. And you gave qualifications. You said, in a democracy, you cannot do this, this, this. He just told you in America all of those things happen. Now you've said it's a spectrum. Okay, then measure your spectrum. How do you measure the spectrum?
scale of things that are more or less democratic.
Okay,
right?
but where do you decide where that scale ends and then it's not democracy?
Well, I think that if people are able to run for office without being assassinated, that's probably a good a step in the right direction. If we're talking about
And in Russia,
And in Russia,
like the Communist Party, for example, runs for office every year.
and many others do as well. There was someone who ran for office against Putin not too long ago. People can run for office against Putin, and they do it all the time. People run for office in Russia all the fucking time. It's just that Navalny has broken Russian laws, so he can't run for fucking office. You fucking idiot. If you're a fucking prisoner, you can't run for office in America, you fucking moron. Prisoners can't fucking run for office in America either. So what the fuck are you talking about? Not only does Russia have more than a dozen parties, it has more than a dozen parties that actually fucking matter.
Do you think that's not
The people that run for when people run for office in Russia, they know they're not going to win. You can watch interviews.
But it's the same in America. It's the same in America. Unless if you're outside of the establishment, you're not going to win in America. Maybe unless you're a billionaire, but that doesn't make it more democratic. Like Trump. Thank you, Bordiga. Thank you, Chris Morlock. Appreciate it. Navalny broke Russian laws. You can't break laws in America and run for office. You don't think in America they hit the hammer down on people conveniently for political reasons? They do. They just justify it because they broke laws, other laws. But nobody questions it.
Interviews with them. They know that they have no chance
Yeah,
of
of course
winning.
they wouldn't win because Putin is more popular.
The only person that tries to win is Alex Navalny.
I'm so sick of people just talking out of their ass. I'm so sick of people talking out of their ass. I'm so sick of people who just talk out of their fucking ass. He thinks Navalny's relevance comes from the fact that he was running for office. Navalny's not relevant because he poses a threat to Putin in terms of running for office. He poses a threat to the Russian state because he advocates for and organizes fucking insurrections all across Russia. You fucking idiot. He is not nowhere near popular enough to ever stand a chance against anyone in Russia in terms of running for office. He's just not popular enough. You fucking idiot. And the idea that he's the only one who tries is the most stupid fucking thing I've ever... You're literally crafting a narrative you pulled out of your fucking ass. You're weaving a narrative like a spider pulls it out of their fucking spider anus. That's literally what you fucking do. You pull webs out of your fucking ass and you weave narratives that sound like they might be true according to what you're familiar with, but it's actually turns out it's not fucking true at all. So stupid.
The rest of them either leave the fucking country forever
if Alexei
or
Navalny
die.
was in charge,
I'm not talking about if he's in charge. I'm not talking. Hold on. I'm not talking about if Alex Navalny was in charge.
But you wouldn't be talking about Gavin McClynes or whatever that fucking guy, Proud Boy leader is, because that's literally who Navalny is in Russia. You wouldn't be talking about this if it were Trump being put in jail, you fucking hypocrite.
I'm talking about
the reason why
I'm going to respond now. Okay? So when you look at Alex Navalny, he wants to run for office, and if you can't run for office without being fucking assassinated, you're not living in a democratic fucking nation.
Navalny was not even assassinated because he posed a threat in terms of running for office. That is not the extent to which Navalny poses a threat to the security of the Russian state. He has no chance of ever winning anything. So shut the fuck up about that. Shut the fuck up about Navalny. It's not because he can't run for office, you fucking idiot.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Listen up. The reason why it's rare in the
Sigma. Fucking pure Sigma fucking move, dude. Pure Sigma move.
US. The reason why it's rare in the US is because the US opposition is very weak. There's two parties in the US, and the only two parties that run are the Democrats and the Republicans. That's all that is.
There are more than two parties, right?
Yeah.
They don't have a chance. Just like what you said about Russia.
But are you gonna fucking call the libertarians relevant?
No, I don't think that they're a viable political party, but there are two viable political parties, but you can make it.
Then Navalny and the rest are not viable candidates because they're not fucking popular enough. Fucking cry about it.
Your own political party without being
You
assassinated.
can, but that's just symbolic. It doesn't really matter, because the system is there to block any other parties or ideology.
You can run as a Democrat and speak out against Democrat stuff.
No, you cannot, you fucking moron. They literally rigged the primaries twice against Bernie Sanders, you fucking moron. And the fucking DNC has come out and said the Democratic Party is a private organization and it has no duty, no responsibility to have a democratic procedure in fucking selecting its fucking candidate. So actually, you fucking moron, it's not actually fucking true what you're saying that anyone can just run for the Democrat ticket, because they have no fucking chance of winning for the same systemic barriers that don't allow third parties or any other alternative parties to fucking run, you fucking moron. If there was a candidate who had a fucking chance of winning that posed the fraction of a threat that Navalny poses to the Russian state, to the American state, you bet your goddamn fucking balls they would be fucking assassinated. Fred Hampton didn't fucking run for president. He was fucking assassinated. So what the fuck are you actually fucking talking about?
Oh.
Why did they keep saying assassinated? Because they're alleging that they allegedly tried to poison him, which they still can't prove. They're just guessing and speculating that that's the case.
So what were you saying?
I said that you can run as a Democrat and speak out against Democrats and not get assassinated.
No, you can't.
You can run as a Democrat and speak against Democrats.
Yeah, and
And-
you're not going to get
and
fucking
how-
assassinated.
And how's that working with AOC?
Well, she's been elected.
Literally, Navalny started insurrection in Russia, and they allegedly tried to assassinate him. It's not even proven. Well, Black Lives Matter has started insurrection in America, and all the leaders of Black Lives Matter in Minneapolis turned up dead. So I don't know, Sondsoy, why don't you do the math?
Into office twice, and so has Ilhan Omar, and so has Rashida Tlaib. People, the progressive wing of the Democrats.
He just named the squad, guys. He just named the squad as his example. He named the squad as an example. People who were literally domesticated and have led to no change at all and can never lead to any change. He named the squad who all fell in line.
Democratic Party is growing every election cycle.
Biggest copium I've ever fucking... Please wait to the midterms. Wait to the midterms. Like, this is what Sondsoy did. Sondsoy's literally started out as a 4chan white supremacist, probably. Alt-right type of guy. Then he thinks that because he goes on Twitter, he thinks the left is popular. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna... He's a bandwagon fake. He's acting like this because he's trying to join he's a trend spotter and he's joining the fucking what he perceives as the latest trend. And he actually thinks that with every election cycle, oh my God, America's back. America's back. It's literally what he thinks.
The progressive wing of the Democratic Party is just regressing because Ilhan Omar, for example, voted in favor of giving aid to Israel. AOC voted in favor of Capitol Police. They're just progressive.
In favor of Capitol Police?
Yes.
You realize that Capitol Police are people that are inside the Capitol to make sure that people don't come in and try to assassinate them, right?
The second best part of the debate is coming now. This is the second best part.
That it isn't just assassination because, for example, you think the Republicans who were LARPing at the fucking Capitol event or whatever that happened a few months ago, you think they would assassinate a fucking Democrat?
Well, they had a noose out there, so I
Also,
think that some of them
also the
probably had
Capitol-
an idea behind it. But I don't
The
want to get into
Capitol
January
Police,
6th really
the
quick.
Capitol Police was a budget expansion. It was a $2 billion expansion for local police department. It's not just the fucking
How
Capitol
did
Police
AOC
that are
vote on
inside
something
the
for
Cap-
local police departments?
$2 billion
Here we go.
for a local police
No,
department.
AOC wouldn't have voted on that.
She literally did though.
That's impossible.
What do you mean that's impossible?
Because
Literally,
she's a federal politician. She doesn't vote on things for local municipalities. Are you saying that like federal funding that would go towards municipalities? Hello? Are you there?
Look at this.
Oh,
I sent you
sorry, I don't have this
a thing.
open. Let me see.
Wait, guys, this guy
Capitol
studied
Police are
democracy.
basically the
Don't worry, this guy studied democracy in school. Don't worry.
Washington D.C. Department because Washington
That
D.C.
is
isn't the
just
state.
patently untrue.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's untrue? It's in front of you. I think you're just stuck. Yeah, you're just stuck in that mindset again. You're just stuck in the beta mindset.
You just call me a beta.
Beta mindset.
For the U.S. Capitol Police in a supplemental piece of legislation passed by a single vote. Rather than investigate the failings and hold those responsible accountable. Okay, this is about January 6th. You realize that, right? And this is for the Capitol Police.
They work for the federal government, but their jurisdiction is for Washington, D.C. That's the Capitol Police. It's for all of D.C.
Good uncontroversial items such as funding for the accrued overtime and mental health counseling, but the broader measure raised the fundamental questions about the accountability and the permanent creep of security forces that have turned the U.S. Capitol into a fortress. So this
By splitting their vote, they let the budget expansion pass.
But you're
this
just saying a bunch of stupid fucking things.
It
and
isn't
then
stupid. You're
saying that it's the local police department. You're
department.
saying that it's the local police department of Washington D.C., but Washington D.C. has their own police department. It has nothing to do with the Capitol Police.
No, the Capitol Police are also a local police. They function as a local police department in D.C. You fucking idiot.
Washington D.C. wasn't a state at the time. It's in their jurisdiction.
not a state
they work
now.
for the federal government. It
No,
isn't. Didn't the vote pass for Washington D.C. to become a state?
It might have passed in the House, but not in the Senate yet. All right. Number two, the Congress and the Senate do not have any sway over the internal workings of Washington D.C. They have their own mayor. They have their own city council.
They might have their own mayor and their own city council. But the Capitol Police has just gotten a $2 billion expansion. The Capitol Police isn't just responsible for the Capitol.
It is.
It isn't though. It's literally also responsible for Washington D.C.
It's not.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know
look,
what
really
you're
quick.
talking
Do you have
about.
my
clearly
screen up?
don't know
Really
what you
Look, and the funny part is, after being wrecked, Sondsoy wants to focus so much on this issue of like the Capitol Police. Even though Sultan actually beats him on this issue too, because Sultan doesn't even live in America. He doesn't even live in the U.S. You know, he fucking lives in a completely different country. And Sondsoy thinks like even if he did win, like it'd be such a great dude. He doesn't even live in America, but even then he won. He still won anyway on this point. It's so pathetic. Just watch. It's so pathetic.
Really quick. Do you have my stream up?
Yeah, I do.
So Capitol, right? That is the capital of a country, right? Is like the main city, right? Do you agree with that?
So the way you're talking to me is you're talking to me is just you're basically talking down to me.
I'm talking down to you because I'm incredibly fucking stupid. Like you haven't
No, I
said
think
anything.
you're literally just stupid. You're in denial. You're in denial that the U.S. is less democratic than China and Russia.
Oh, that's
you're in denial.
False.
That's not false. That's not false.
If I want
you're
you, I
just
can
never
run
gonna
but I don't want to. Hold on, really quick. I don't want you to pivot away. Right? That was a really clever and fun way.
No, I'm not going to let you pivot away about this completely stupid, frivolous point about the Capitol Police, because this is so important to talk to as compared to the overall theme of who's more democratic, which is actually the meat and potatoes and what matters. I'm not going to let you pivot. I'm not going to let you pivot from talking. Shut the fuck up. Even if you don't let him pivot, he's still going to wreck you. Just watch.
Way for you to try and pivot away from this point that you're getting blown the fuck out on, right? But
again,
why did you pivot from the Cossacks then, Sondsoy?
Again.
Capitol
I have someone who lived in D.C. for 4 years who can testify that the Capitol Police is also the police of Washington D.C.
Okay, well, your friend that lived in Washington D.C. for 4 years doesn't know anything about the fucking city that they live in. Sorry, buddy.
If you're just gonna deny it like that, it's
on their
like
own
that.
website. Let's see. Capitol Police. Where does it say that? Our mission. Our mission: protect the Congress, its members, employees, visitors, and facilities so it can fulfill its constitutional and legislative responsibilities in a safe, secure, and open environment.
Again, if you're just going to deny,
No, dude, they function in DC as a police force. Everyone fucking knows that. Everyone who lives in DC knows that. They actually function as a police force. Yeah, they serve a dual function. Like, he's so stupid. Like, officially, their goal is to protect Congress and all that kind of shit. It's a federal thing. But they also, they also act as a police force. Because turns out the duty of protecting Congress gives you a lot of power to do a lot of other things under that pretext.
if you're just going to deny a person who's actually lived in Washington D.C. for 4 years,
if they don't know what they're talking about, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm
he
not
clearly
impugning
knows
them.
what he's talking about more than you. You've never even touched. You've probably never even visited
Yeah, they have extended jurisdiction.
D.C.
What have you ever visited DC?
I have.
Oh wow. Did you see people walking around with Capitol Police on their chest?
I don't remember. I was 3 years old. Basically, the Capitol Police are specific.
You've been to DC and you've never seen the Capitol Police ever anywhere? You've never seen them? What?
For city governance and some buildings, whereas the other federal bodies that do the enforcement on federal land. So in the city itself, the Capitol Police is also in control. You just have confirmation bias.
It's not confirmation bias. It's looking up information on the spot and finding out with a 2-second Google search that you're just wrong on something. But that's fine.
I'm not wrong on it. You're just
I don't care
denial.
about this point because like you're just saying that you're right, and that's basically been this entire conversation. You just keep
No,
saying
because
I'm
no,
right
no,
because
no,
I'm
I
right.
know.
I know that actually.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
no,
I know that Vladimir Putin
No,
is a
I've
socialist
explained it.
because he
I've
doesn't want
explained it
people to
many
know.
times. I've proposed for an actual DC native to get into the VC and explain it to your dumbass, because clearly you don't fucking understand points. You're just you're not on the same intellectual level. You're just fucking dumb. You're just fucking stupid. As stupid as a rock. You can't fucking understand that.
Can you tell me the difference between the capital and the capital of the United States?
Dude, he doesn't even live in America. He does know the difference, by the way. But he doesn't even live in America. Sansal, how much do you know about Lebanon's police? Let's quiz Sansal about Lebanon's government and police. Someone should quiz Sansal and quiz him on how the police and government works in Lebanon. He's so stupid, dude.
The capital is the government building, the main government building. The capital
And all the facilities around it, yeah.
is the city.
Yeah.
But basically, what you don't understand is that the Capitol Police, it isn't just for the Congress.
Yeah, I sped it up like 1.2.
It's also responsible for
Facilities around
basically.
the building of Congress, and it can
No, it's not just
work
around
in
the building of
conjunction
Congress.
with local law enforcement. But that doesn't mean that
It
local.
also operates in the DC city area, the urban metropolitan area. And that's
Yeah,
what you
because
don't understand.
They protect Congress, right? There's different buildings all over the city that the Capitol building or that the Capitol Police protect.
No, that's just not true. They aren't just for the federal,
do you think that they do, like,
federal
traffic
Congress
stops? Do you
buildings.
think that
They're
people are
also
supposed to protect the
they're also
Congress
there
are doing
for the
traffic stops and shit?
metropolitan. They're also there.
No,
for the
they have a Metro
metropolitan area.
Police. They literally have DC Metropolitan Police.
They only operate in DC. It's a local fucking police department. It's basically
Yes.
a local police department. Okay,
Wait,
yes, we agree on that. They're a local
the
police
Metropolitan
department.
Police do.
No. I'm talking about the Capitol Police.
Of course,
They're
work-
basically a local police department. They fill the role of a local police department in DC.
Then why does DC have its own police department?
Because DC isn't just going to be guarded by the Capitol Police. As you said, it's in conjunction.
What role do you think that they have the exact same roles? when
He
they're-
never
when they're-
said that. He never said they have the same role. You can't understand it as a local police department because that's how they function. They function as one in practice.
in conjunction with each other. What things do you think that the Metropolitan
The
Police
Capitol
Department might be
Police
doing?
and the Metropolitan Police are very similar. It's just that they have different jurisdictions. That's the thing. And their roles aren't the exact same, because the Capitol Police has more of an anti-crowd role, anti-protest role, etc.
And you know why? Because that's under the pretext of protecting the people in Congress. So they can do a lot of things under the pretext of protecting Congress. So they do function as a local police department, right? Because you have to keep things safe to protect Congress. Well, that gives you a lot of power to do a lot of things.
etc.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that's what you feel you understand about the way that.
Everything he said was 100% facts. Right now, what he just said was 100% factually true, like unignorably, undeniably true.
Municipalities and the Capitol Police work. What else?
There's
what were we talking about?
literally like 6 police forces in fucking DC. It's the most heavy.
Probably,
It's the
probably
heaviest
more than
police
that.
city
They
in the
have
world.
the FBI. They probably have
No, because those are not local to DC specifically, you fucking idiot.
the CIA. They have all sorts of fucking law enforcement agencies and intelligence agencies all over the fucking city. You're right.
Okay. And they just funded basically $2 billion. Ilhan Omar and fucking AOC funded $2 billion
Why is that a
to
bad
a
thing?
local police department.
Not to the local police department. Okay, this is fucking
It functions as a local police department, yes.
stupid. I can't fucking believe this. We need to move on because you don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know.
Pivoting away, pivot Andy. Why are you trying to pivot, Sondsoy? You're trying to pivot away.
I don't know. You're just being stupid about it. I don't know
Yeah,
how
I'm
you
the one
can
being
get
stupid.
it
I
into
know
your
the difference
thick
between
head.
local.
Guys, remember Sonso. I want that guy gone. I want him gone. I want him gone. I want that infrared guy gone. He's still trying to deplatform me to this day, by the way, because that's all he can do. Like, I'm a force of nature. I'm inherently popular. I'm charming. I have swag. I'm way more handsome than him. You know what I'm saying? Way more girls want me. Way more girls like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm way more fun to watch. Way more entertaining. Everyone loves me a lot more than him. And the only thing he can do to cope with that is try to deplatform me. That's a fact.
I don't know how you
Capitol
can
Police
get it into your
departments.
thick head.
But
It's
how about
actually, like,
we talk
worrying.
about like the fact that Russia isn't a democratic state again? All right, because we still haven't.
If you're
we've
going to
moved on
say the
that.
US is a democratic state, then Russia definitely is a democratic state.
Can you explain to me what might really quick? Let me see if you understand why I might think that. Can you explain to me why I might think that the U.S. is more democratic than Russia?
Because you're a fucking idiot, brainwashed by the media.
It can be described in 2 words:
Mm-hmm.
willful ignorance.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
see. This is what I'm talking about. You have Western biases. You just assumed what I was about to say. You just
Yeah, because you
assumed
kept
what I
on
was
saying
about
that Anglo-box. Every time you don't have an argument, you just say I have an Anglo-box and Western bias. All right.
That was actually the 3rd time he said Anglo box, but nice try. This is after an hour and 11 minutes, he only said it 3 times.
That's
Because you don't have an
obviously
argument against it.
you've just
I don't think that
proven
you actually understand.
my
I don't think
point.
you.
But you've just
I don't think
proven
that you
my point,
actually
but-
understand why I would think that the U.S. is more democratic than.
Because you're
Russia.
American. Because you're American. You have a superiority
What reasons?
complex.
What reasons?
Because you're
Between
gonna
my
say,
political system and Russia's.
the Democrats and the Republicans are opposition. Oh, they're actually facing each other. They aren't actually 2 sides of the same coin. They aren't just reinforced by the system. They're basically fake opposition. They give you the sentiment of a democracy, but there's no democracy in the U.S. Also, to say that the DC Capitol Police, who's just going to guard a few federal buildings, is getting $2 billion. I don't know about
What kind
you.
of what kind of
course.
things do you think that? No. We're not. I'm not letting you pivot off of this because you're too fucking stupid
Wait, you've pivoted a billion times, Sonsol.
to talk about law enforcement.
I don't
okay?
know about
This is what
you.
we're gonna
I
talk
don't know.
about.
You're too stupid to talk about law enforcement, even though you're a foreigner who lives in a foreign country and knows more about my own country than me. You're too stupid to talk about it. Sonsol, how much do you know about Lebanese law enforcement? How much do you know? That's not relevant because they don't matter. See the arrogance?
We're going to talk about the political
even
systems
though
because
you're-
you can't talk about the police.
I don't know
You're not
about
smart
you.
enough to talk
I
about the
don't know
police. We're
about
going to
your
talk about the political
intellectual
system.
level, but
I'm
the
hoping that
thing
you can
is-
talk about the political
The
system.
thing
Please,
is,
God,
with the
I'm
DC
Sonsol, how much do you know about the political system in Lebanon?
begging you.
Capitol
We got to talk
Police,
about the political system.
if you're going to give $2 billion to just
Sonsol, how much do you know about the political system in Russia? Besides the news headlines about Navalny's poisoning, how much do you actually know about how it works in Russia? Because Russia does have a system. It does have formal procedures that people have to follow. It does have laws of its own. It's not fucking the Wild West. So how much do you know about Russia? Because you wanted to talk about Russia, Sonsol.
police department that's guarding federal buildings just like that. That doesn't make sense. That's way too much. That's
It's way
more
too
than
much.
some
I
countries'
agree.
militaries.
All right. So political systems. What is the what sort of things that I would someone look at the U.S. and say it probably has more democratic aspects to its political system than the modern state of Russia? Because I can point
Just
to a couple
because
of
it
things.
seems like it has more democratic influence in its system doesn't mean it does. Because in practicality, opposition in the U.S. is basically fake opposition. It's not real opposition. You're literally just dodging. You're dodging the fact that the U.S.
What do you
is more
mean that there's
authoritarian than
no?
the U.S. than
What do you
Russia.
mean that there's no? Do you think that
True.
which opposition do you think is controlled? Is it the Democrats that are controlled, or is it the Republicans that are controlled
Depends on who's in power.
opposition?
They're both serving the same goal. They're just
I don't
giving
disagree.
you they're giving you the sentiment of having control. They're giving the US population.
Which is literally what everyone. How is Sansal a leftist, dude? Every leftist for the past fucking 100 years has said this. They all worship Chomsky, right? That's exactly what Noam Chomsky says. Noam Chomsky ad verbatim says this.
The sentiment of a democracy, the sentiment of being a part of the
Okay.
process of choice making.
Okay, so I don't necessarily disagree, right? But we can look at the ways in which progress happens in the U.S. and how it generally tends to match with the sentiments of the populace, right? And see that there is a correlation on how that happens, right?
No, that's just purely wrong.
What about things like LGBT rights, where people were in favor of?
Sansal, this is the worst possible fucking example whatsoever. Because actually, here I'm going to be controversial. LGBT rights in America were very divisive among the population. It was not an overwhelmingly popular thing. It was popular in the coastal, maybe one half of America, or actually probably less than one half, because in coastal America, there's conservative groups in coastal America. It's not something that came from the grassroots. It's not. You don't believe me? Then you don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't some kind of fucking overwhelmingly popular. It seems that way because social media is that way. And there's an overwhelming consensus on the internet, which is all you know, Sondsoy, the internet. But in real life, for most of America, it was very divisive. Americans are very religious. Religion is huge in America. Religion is huge in America, dude. Gay marriage was such a divisive thing, dude. The only reason gay marriage prevailed is because Obama became president, and it was kind of like a top-down thing. It was not because of some kind of popular consensus whatsoever.
Again, LGBT rights and all this ID poll is just a way. You're
I'm
just
not doing
falling
gay poll
for
right
it.
now. I'm giving a specific example. I can give you another one if you're scared of gay people. We can talk about.
Sansal, this is the fucking hard truth. It's such a tough thing for you to understand. The reason why countries like Russia and elsewhere do not have a easy time with LGBT rights is because the majority of people in Russia are against them. Do you think that Putin is enforcing some kind of conservatism on the Russian people? If Putin were to become pro-LGBT, he would be overthrown. If you don't believe me, you don't know anything about Russia. You don't know anything about Russia. I'm sure in Moscow and some of these liberal cities, there's more acceptance, but for most of Russia, no. For most of Russia, no. And for most of many countries in the world, no. In Lebanon, no. In most Arab countries, no. If not all of them, no. Lebanon's probably the most tolerant, actually. I don't know where you get this idea that democracy corresponds to progressive values, because it doesn't. Most people are very conservative and religious. So you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to this. Yeah, Obama came out as pro-gay marriage in 2012. Conveniently when, Yeah, almost all of Asia. No, dude, there's a reason why this is not like a hot topic in fucking, in most of the world. There's a reason why NGOs have to be the ones leading the way to introduce these political topics in countries across the world. The democracy does not Yeah, in Africa, no. I'm sorry, dude. Don't, you can, it's fine. You can, you don't, I'm not saying I'm against LGBT rights. I'm not. But I'm telling you that this idea that you have in your head that LGBT rights is like an index, a proof of American democracy is 100% fake. It's 100% a false, stupid point.
Well, we can talk about how there
I'm not
is
scared
difference
of
in-
anything. I'm just saying.
Okay, then
I'm
let's
just
talk
saying.
about it.
No,
Why do
okay,
you think-
okay, I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
Just
go
let
ahead.
me finish the sentence.
All right.
Basically,
Dude, Sansal's so fucking insufferable. He even made fucking Sultan get angry. Because he's so fucking insufferable and annoying.
LGBTQ rights and all of that stuff and BLM and all of this ID poll is just a way to distract you from the real problem with the system.
Sansal's like, well, on social media, most people are in favor of these things. That means it's more popular and more democratic. No, Sansal. You want to play that game, Sansal? No, dude. In terms of democracy, I want you to, Sansal, which pages on Facebook get the most likes and engagement? Conservatives literally dwarf liberals on on parts of the internet where they're not censored. It's only among millennials and young people, which is what you are, Sansal, that you're gonna find conservatives maybe in the minority, but that's not the majority of people in the country.
The real problem with the system is that you're just being distracted by the Democrats and the Republicans into thinking you're actually in a struggle.
Holy shit, what is that fucking emote? Low viewers. Where does that low viewers emote come from? How do I get that emote, dude? What is that emote, Boom Shika? Low view. Dude, Twitch is gonna remove that emote, dude. Twitch, it's like harassment. Oh,
For something, even though the real struggle is the class struggle, where you're struggling with the elite, you're struggling with the system in place that won't fucking change.
Do you really?
Sansal literally says this. He goes, I'm against idpol, but except when it comes to LGBT stuff. Then it's not idpol anymore. Because when I called out Sansal for his racism and for his community's racism, he's like, oh, you're just doing idpol. You're doing identity politics. But when he assumes that I'm against LGBT rights or I'm against trans people, by the way, I'm not, but he assumes that, that's not idpol. That's not idpol, right?
And if we just had class parity, that people would suddenly be super okay with gay people and trans people?
Yeah.
You think that the only reason that people would be angry at trans people?
Everything's idpol except when white people benefit. Then it's not idpol.
People is because they're poor?
Again, do you believe in materialism?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's all ties
Yeah.
back to the material situation of people. That's why all the transphobia, homophobia, etc. Because, for example, racism is just a way it's just a way to blame your material problems on someone else. Same for the LGBT, for homophobia, and all of that. Once everyone is
what
on
do you mean
an
racism
equal
is just a
footing.
way to blame it on other people? Where do you think that racism came from? When did our current conceptualization of racism start?
If by our you mean your Western conceptual,
yeah, Western. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is like a very Western thing.
well, the 1800s would probably be a good guess.
Okay, I didn't ask when. I asked what. What conceptual? Where did it come from?
Came from slavery. It came from how the U.S. was founded on bloodshed. The U.S. was founded on the fact that.
So basically, the way that we
races-
conceptualize race today, right, is because white people were trying to justify the way that they treated black people, right? They weren't trying to blame
Okay.
their problems on black people. They just
They
needed
were-
to.
they were-
There was unironic white guilt, right? They had to justify and say that black
Sansal's the expert about white racism, by the way.
people were literally other beings. They weren't like really human. They were subhuman, right? And that's why it's okay for us to enslave them, right? And those scientific racist type arguments persisted for a long time. And
Here's something that pisses me off. I want to just take this as an aside. We're going to finish the video, but as an aside, I am so tired of the myth that the essence of racism is scientific racism, because it's not. even if you ignore claims about scientific the essence of racism is not scientific racism. The essence of racism is a fucking civilizational racism. You know, like, you don't have to believe in scientific arguments about one race being biologically superior than the other. You have a fundamentally racist worldview where you can talk down against other people because they don't conform to your standard of what it means to be a civilized human being. You know, I'm so sick of this idea that the secret of racism is some kind of biological or scientific essentialism. It's not true, dude. It's not fucking true. Scientific racism is a byproduct of fucking racism. It's not the fucking essence of racism. That's so fucking stupid.
Basically went throughout the population for a long time, and we're still trying to get out of that, right?
Again, I think that's pretty false, because the conception of race.
Oh, you cut out. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, you said the conception of race. What?
The conception of racism in the U.S. was driven by how white people, it was their material situation, how they felt more powerful, they felt more rich than black people. And at one point, when black people freed themselves, when there was the abolishment of slavery, etc., they just started thinking that black people were leeches off of their riches, their wealth, because black people were just poorer. And
but how would they be leeches? We didn't even have social programs back then.
They were leeches because their pure existence, their just existence just meant that they would consume food, they would consume more water, they'd consume more stuff in general, to like their basic needs. That would probably be put to better causes by, in the view of like rich white people who used to own.
This is actually very interesting to me. All right, so you think that white people hated black people because they were a waste of resources?
After the abolishment of slavery, yes.
Holy shit! You really have no conceptualization of how the situation in the U.S.
So what Sondsoy's trying to say is that everything comes from slavery, and then after that it was healing. After that, America was just healing from racism, and racism was disappearing. So stupid.
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
So when we're talking about, hold on, really quick. I can explain it to you. I know that you really can't concept.
Like, for example, Sondsoy's being super racist right now. He's so condescending, trying to talk down to. Oh, Sultan, you're just you're so less informed than I am, a white liberal, about Black Lives Matter. I am so educated about Black Lives Matter. And like some stupid American bullshit no one else in the world fucking cares about. And he's trying to talk down to, you don't know about this American trend of white liberals who try to become PhDs in racism? Okay, guys, my name is Sondsoy. I have a PhD in black people. I am the expert on racism, and I am the authority. And you know, you're in some shithole Middle Eastern country. No one cares what you think. Do you know about the latest trend where we white people become PhDs in racism and PhDs in black people? Shut the fuck up.
At this point,
you're saying that white people just thought that black people were leeches on the system, but they weren't leeches on the system back then. They just saw them as lower.
No, white people did consider them to be like, yeah, they did, dude. White people did consider them to be like fucking, you know, some kind of burden. After the Civil War, there was a thing called the Freedmen's Bureau, and by the 1870s, it was seen as a leech on the system, and that was one of the reasons for the end of Reconstruction. There you go. An example from history right there.
Lower
at this
beings.
Point, yeah, of course they did. At this point, you're just talking out of your ass. All of your points are basically backing the U.S. They're backing the Democrats. They're backing the whole U.S. system. You're just trying to justify.
I haven't even had a chance to back the U.S. system.
You're just trying
I've asked you questions and you haven't been able to answer them.
justify U.S. neo-imperialism in the world.
I don't
And,
support that. You don't know what my ideology
yes, you do.
is.
Yes,
Yes,
you
we
clearly
do.
do. You clearly do.
How?
The
Wait,
white
really
ruling
quick.
class.
In what way, in this conversation, did I support U.S. neocolonialism?
You don't have to explicitly state it, you fucking idiot. You don't have to explicitly state that. In what way have I supported fascism and being an Osbo? But you called me that anyway, so there you go.
First of all, pointing out that Russia and China are both not as democratic as the U.S. How the U.S. and the Democrats are actual opposition to the Republicans, etc., etc. Even
How
though
does that
they
support
both,
neocolonialism?
you're literally supporting.
Okay, I'll answer this question very easily. You are making assumptions about other countries from a vantage point that could only be justified and supported and made possible by America's neocolonialism in the world. Your epistemic and subjective position depends and relies upon American neocolonialism. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the confidence to speak so ignorantly about other countries in the way you do. Simple!
The U.S. so you're supporting neocolonialism. Plus, you support Navalny.
I don't
Which
support
order-
Navalny.
yes, you do.
I
Yes, you
support
do. You
a
clearly do.
democratic framework in a country. So what you will do is you'll go into
So when Tim Pool defends like free speech and Tim Pool like defends fucking Trump and all that kind of shit, but he also denies supporting fascists and right wingers, well, Sonsol's gonna go ahead and say, and maybe rightfully so, that Tim Pool actually does support them. So which one is it?
a topic, and then you will pick out one thing that you don't like that I said, and then you'll say that that is proof that I believe a thing that has nothing, it's completely disconnected from the conversation that we were having. This is
It
incredible.
is proof, though. It is proof, though.
It's proof, though, but you can't point to any proof other than the fact that
I've
you feel
pointed
like it's
at a
proof.
lot of proof so far.
You've pointed
I've
out
pointed
so
at
much
a lot
proof.
of
I'm so proud of you. What proof?
I've sent you articles. I've given you examples.
me
You
one
haven't
article
sent
that didn't
shit.
support
You
your
haven't sent
claim.
shit. You haven't sent shit. You don't even understand how the DC police work, so I don't know what the fuck you're on about.
You haven't said shit.
Again, you're literally like, you're a fucking beta, like legit.
So when
like,
you read these
I
books,
get-
do you have to have like a thesaurus next to you at all times in order to understand all the words? Like I don't understand how you can read all of this theory and like come up with all this bullshit.
I've
and not
had a
understand-
channel for a week and I have more viewers than you.
You've
That's
had
how
a channel
irrelevant you
for
are.
a week. Oh, I'm really happy
You're
for you.
irrelevant. You're irrelevant.
Oh,
You're
God.
Oh man,
irrelevant.
I love how as soon as it gets to the point where
I don't
point
care,
out that
though.
you don't
I
have
don't
any
care, though.
actual
I
argument,
really don't
you
care,
just start
though.
calling me irrelevant. This is
I
what you
really
and
don't care,
Haas
though.
do.
I don't give a fuck. Though.
Nina, yeah, I'm sure you don't give a fuck. The fact that you're
I
embarrassing
don't
yourself
give
this
a
entire
fuck.
time,
You're
not
just
being able
bad-
to
you're
describe
just
what a
bad at-
democracy is
you're just
outside
bad
of
at debating.
an
You're just
autocratic
bad at
country
debating.
that assassinates political
You're just
opponents.
bad at debating. You're just bad at like you should legit abandon this. Yeah, and even then, you and Haas, you're comparing me to Haas. I literally destroyed Haas. Haas
Oh,
destroyed you,
yeah.
and I destroyed Haas. I literally can indirectly
God.
destroyed you even before the debate.
No,
That's how bad you are at the fucking debate. You should legit turn into like a gaming fucking
He's so
stream or
confused,
something.
dude. He's like,
Yeah.
You're
what?
clearly not good enough.
I don't know in what way that I
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't even know if this has
You're
been a
lit-
debate. This has
You're
been you
literally,
kind of like
you're
meandering through
literally,
8
you're
different.
just soy. You're just soy.
I'm
You're
just soy?
All of your political views are soy.
What does that mean to you?
Even your computer doesn't like you. It's fucking crashing. You're
What
so
does it
fucking
mean?
ugly.
What-
You make
tell
your
me.
PC crash.
Really quick, what is
You're
it?
so
What does soy
fucking
mean to
ugly.
you?
Your PC crash.
Sigma fatality.
You're just so fucking ugly. Oh my god. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh my god.
You're like literally sweating. You're sweating. That's
Yeah.
how hard you're fucking losing. You're
Okay.
sweating.
So why am I losing right now?
You're just losing the debate. You're just losing the debate.
Because I am.
No, because
Stigma,
all of your points have been
dude.
destroyed. You're just.
Which points?
Your personality is not charismatic like me. You're not as smart as
You've
me.
been sitting
You're
here
not
and
as
mumbling
intelligent
through
as
like a
me.
million different points that don't have anything to do with what you believe.
He won.
No, I think it's just you're not
Or
smart
anything that
enough
we're
to
talking
understand
about.
the points. You're just not smart
Yeah, you're
enough
just
to
like
understand
you're
the
doing
points.
4D chess in this conversation. By talking about
Literally, sit
U.S.
down,
imperialism,
kid.
you're
Sit
explaining
down,
to me
kid.
what it
Sit
means
down,
to
kid.
be a democracy.
Kid, you're dog water. You're literally dog water.
I'm dog.
Like, I don't-
That's right. Hey, can
I
you
don't know
describe
what the fuck
what a
you're on
democracy is for me?
You called him dog
I've
water.
already described
dude.
democracy.
Yeah, do it again. I wanna learn.
Democracy
Fuck.
is thousands of times.
But I wanna
You're
learn.
just too dumb to understand.
But help me understand.
Again-
Please help me understand. What is a democracy?
Again, you'll keep begging for me to.
I'm
to
begging,
fucking
please,
bestow my
please,
wisdom on you,
Sultan,
but
please,
I
I'm
won't.
begging you, please tell me what a democracy is.
You're just fucking dumb. You're just
my
dumb.
God.
I'm
You'll
so
never-
dumb. I'm so dumb.
Yeah,
hey,
you are.
really quick, can you describe what? Can you tell me why Russia is more democratic than the U.S.?
Yeah, I don't care. I have to hop off. RTSG on
Oh,
top.
I'm sure
You'll
that you
always
have to
be
hop
losing.
off.
Thank you, Blaze. Appreciate it. It was so late in fucking Lebanon, dude. He had to fucking go. I've never seen someone get that destroyed, dude. Holy shit.
You'll always be losing.
Dog water.
You'll always be losing.
Yeah, so you're running away now?
Yeah, you'll lose. I'm not running away. It's 10 p.m.
Running away, you don't know
I have
what
shit to do.
running
I have
away
shit
because
to
you
do.
don't know what a democracy is. Okay, buddy.
You lost. You
Oh,
lost.
God.
You're fucking dumb at this. You should legit. RTSG on top. RTSG always on.
Sultan himself.
You'll
Okay.
always fucking lose.
He's...
I'll always fucking lose. At least I know what a democracy is, alright, buddy?
Let's finish this.
Oh, did he hang up? Okay. Alright, who are the other dumb motherfuckers in chat that were saying stupid fucking shit in, like, the entire time? Alright, I know you motherfuckers out there. RTSG on top. Ninja0645. Fucking, where's the other one? Who's the other dumb fuck?
Dude. Oh my god. Let's bring the man of the hour himself. Oh, what up, man? Hello? Hello? Oh god. I think his mic is just fucked up. I'm looking at some shit. Why is it like this? Dr. G? Okay, that one's a bit much better. 3 months. Dark Souls. What? Hello? 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 I actually legit gotta piss. Hold on. Oh man. Fuck. Hello?